Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Welcome one and all. Today is June 23rd, 2020. This is episode 20 of Pop Culture Warrior. This is the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I, of course, am CQ. I am your pop culture concierge. And with me, as always, is the flux capacitor to my DeLorean, the Marty McFly to my Doc Brown, the voice of the unpop cultured, the very talented Mr. Radar. What is up, buddy?
What's up, CQ? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing so good. I missed your voice, buddy. We didn't have you last week, but we have you here once again. I'm super excited.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I'd much rather be here than I don't know. It's whatever. It's work, man.
No, we're not here to talk about work, bro. This is where people come to get away from it all. This is where we get away from the reality and what's going on in the world, man. This is where we come to just let loose, be geeky, have fun. What say you, sir? You here to have some fun? Oh my God, did
I'm
I?
always, I'm always
Did I lose you already?
you.
What button did I push?
I won't hit the mute button again. Whatever.
No, you're
No,
good. You're good,
I'm here.
man.
I'm here. Marilyn's hanging out. What's up, Marilyn? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, girl? Thank you for being here. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. We got Radar back, which is awesome. B, like we're actually starting to get pop culture news. Like things are happening. All right. This is not a drill, people. Real things are happening in the world of pop culture. So we have lots to talk about. And C, which I'm sure a lot of people are super excited about, is that we finally hit our Facebook goal of getting 250 likes on the page, right? We're a brand new page, so our goal was low, 250 people. Not only did we hit that goal from last week, we demolished it, right? We had 31 additional likes this week. That's huge. That's a record for the page. And we are now at like 271, something like that. So we blew right past the goal. And as I said, when we hit our goal, I am doing a giveaway, a big giveaway, to celebrate our first milestone achieved. So I've got a package picked out with some lovely items, only a few from the show. I'll actually give you real pop culture items, not just my own swag, but some really fun stuff to give away, all surprise right now. But what we're going to do is the second half of the show. So after we come back from break, after the first hour, we're going to go to the wheel of names. And we're going to spin the wheel. And it's a great little web app I found. Put all the names in. We'll spin it. There will be a selection. And that person will have just won for free a lovely gift of pop culture awesomeness. So, and Radar, you're in that, buddy. You're in the list.
Twice. I feel like... No, I know I'm not. I think I know I did it under my real book,
right?
But I don't know if I did it under my radar.
You did it under your real face.
Yep, my real book.
The real face. So yeah, so shout out to everybody that's here, man. We already got people saying hi. If you're watching, man, jump in the chat, say hi, say what's up. It's a lot easier for me to see if you're in, if you're chatting with us or drop a hi. So please do that. As always, we've got the social medias. I forgot to do my new, this is one of the new graphics, bro. You missed it out last week, but the spinning wheel of CQ, right there. The spinning cube of CQ is one of our many new graphics here on the show.
You got spinners.
I got spinners, bro. I got spinners for days. Kind of looks like a menorah. No, not a menorah. A dreidel. Dreidel? Is that the one you spin? Yeah. Dreidel. Yeah. Dreidel. I made you out of clay. How do I know that? So anyway, all right, guys. Lots to cover. Oh my God, so much. First, real quick, right up at the top, I just want to once again support. We did this last week. I want to support a good friend of the show, Mark Baker. So if you guys are Army guys, maybe some military guys, Mark Baker. He did the Private Murphy cartoon. It's phenomenal. It's a great series, a web series. If you haven't read it, it's phenomenal. Go check out his stuff, Private Murphy. He's a really good friend of the show. He designed the logo for Pop Culture Warrior, the guy pulling his shirt open. He's a very good friend of the show, and he's got a Kickstarter. He's got a Kickstarter right now where he's trying to take his web series and turn it into little mini action figures. And so I backed it. I know a lot of the friends and family of WTF Nation Radio has backed it. So get out there and check it out. I'll show you a little. Let's see if I can get this to pull up. Boom. There's Private Murphy in he's coronavirused out. But yeah, so that's Private Murphy. Mark Baker's a good friend. Mark, thank you for your support for the show and for everything. So we're gonna try to get that Kickstarter funded. We're gonna really try to get that Kickstarter funded so that he can bring his 3-inch figures to life. And I know I have already pre-ordered mine on Kickstarter, so it'll be back there on the shelf once it comes and once it happens. So have you backed it yet, Radar? Have you backed our boy Mark?
Hell yeah, I have.
That's right. That's what I want to hear. But all right. So so many news to cover. I'm so giddy. I'm so excited. Okay, first up, and there you're gonna get to see the first transition of the new look. But we're gonna talk up at the top. We're gonna talk gaming. Let's talk gaming news. And I still gotta put music or sound effects, some type of swoosh, side effect to that, so that way there's I want like a sword, like a katana, like a whoosh as that comes across. I think that'd be a cool thing. First, real quick, let me give a shout out to the Mrs. CQ. Awesome Father's Day gift. Check this out. It says, "I paused my game to be here." So since we're starting off on gaming, I definitely paused my game to be here. So thank you, Mrs. CQ, for the lovely one of the many.
We didn't talk about Father's Day at all.
I know we kind of blew right past it. Dude, there's so much to cover. I want to make sure we can fit it in. Did you have a good Father's Day?
Of course I did. I got to hang out with my baby girl and Mama Radar, fucking Mrs. Radar hooked some shit up. It was great. It was awesome. She even to the point, dude, because I'm nerdy, right? But not like nerdy like pop culture. Like she's like, well, I'm gonna give you a back massage and you watch whatever you want on television. So I put on like tank documentaries and shit.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have an awesome wife. She did do some amazing shit for Father's Day, and then we had some fun with the in-laws and the kids, and
very nice.
It was a good time. Yeah,
very nice, man.
No, we got shout outs to the wives out of the way.
Yes, yeah, we don't get in trouble now. We said hi, honey. I appreciate you.
Well, I'm gonna say this too because I'm at work all day. I work like all day now. I don't. This is like my old accounting gig where I got like all kinds of time off. Right, I'm working like pretty much sun up to sundown. And, Mrs. Radar has been taking care of all kinds of stuff around here. Like she's like, I don't know, remodeling the kitchen and like all kinds of like all by herself. And then I come home and then, people who don't know, we don't get paid for this. This is all volunteer,
right?
And so we come in and I come home for like 15 minutes. I give her a kiss and then I come home and like I come down here in the basement in my bunker, fire my shit up and get to work. You know what I mean? So. I wanted to give a shout out to her. She is amazing, and thank you.
Hey, it's not Mother's Day, man. This is Father's Day. She should be giving a shout out to you, bro.
She gives me shout outs all the time, and she is, dude. She's great, and I really do appreciate everything she does.
I'm only poking fun because my missus is in the chats right now. So hey, honey, thanks for watching. Love you.
Yep, you're gonna get off. How come you don't say anything nice to me about me on the radio?
That's right. That's right. Hey, I know better. But all right.
Get to 2 hours of us.
Right. Okay. So gaming news. Oh, there's so much to cover. Huge news. So if you're one of the few people, well, I don't want to say few people. That sounds so bad. But if you're one of the people watching us on Mixer, because right, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Periscope, we're on all the things, all the its, we're on them, including Mixer. Well, huge news broke yesterday. Microsoft is shutting down Mixer. It's done. It's over. So basically, Microsoft's decided to shut down its video game streaming service, Mixer, and it's transitioning into a partnership with Facebook for Facebook gaming. So as of July 22nd, Mixer, all their sites, all their apps will automatically redirect users to Facebook gaming. Very much like Amazon's Twitch is owned by Amazon. Facebook gaming is a video game streaming portal and app. Rather than a dedicated website, however, Facebook gaming is built directly into the social media service of Facebook. So this move, Microsoft said, is a direct reaction to the company's lack of success with growing Mixer's audience. Going forward, Microsoft said that Mixer will be part of Facebook gaming. So despite Mixer being built right into the Xbox, right? I'm an Xbox user. I'm an Xbox, the logo, obviously a little Xbox. Mixer's built right into it. When I say stream or when I say capture this, it's saved onto Mixer. Well, despite all of that, and the fact that Microsoft spent tens of millions of dollars on exclusivity deals with the biggest streamers in the world, right? So Ninja, Shroud, these are huge games guys in the streaming industry. Despite, my God, I think it was estimated 20 to 30 million to get Ninja to stream exclusively on Mixer, and somewhere in another 10 or so million for Shroud. So they spent all this money, and now they're shutting their doors. It's failed to live up to what Twitch is doing and having the numbers that Twitch is doing. going forward, Microsoft said that all those exclusivity deals, right? The deals that they had with Ninja, the deals that they were Shroud, null and void. Null and void. Now, I have to assume they had a contract, right? They're not just going to give away $20 million and say, hey, you don't owe us nothing. Thanks for trying. I'm sure there was some type of clause that said, hey, if we go under, we shut down, we don't owe you any money. Like, we pay you for the time we had you and call it quits. So I don't know how that works. Obviously, we don't know the ins and outs of the contracts, but I can't imagine they're just going to let 30, 40, 50 million just walk out the door and then say that you don't owe us anything moving forward. That being said, Microsoft, Mixer, and Facebook Gaming said that they're welcoming all of the previous Mixer partners if they want to come and stream exclusively for Facebook Gaming, that, there's the doors open and the conversations can be had. What this means for viewers and streamers alike is that Mixer accounts will be transitioned to Facebook Gaming accounts and streams will be posted on Facebook Gaming going forward. So if you were a fan of watching stuff on Mixer, you'll be watching it on Facebook Gaming. So yeah, how that's going to affect us here at the station, because Mixer is one of the places we stream. We're going to stream on Mixer until it shuts down, and then after that we will we still have all the, you're not losing us. We're still on Facebook, we're still on Twitter, we're still on YouTube. We'll find other places to crawl in there and infest, put ourselves on the waves, the radio waves, or wherever have you, and all the other places. But what do you think, man? What do you think about Mixer shutting its doors?
I don't know, because I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put this out there.
Put it out there.
It's the only reason that I have a Mixer account. Well, two reasons. One, it comes automatically with having an Xbox Live account.
Right.
And two is to watch our broadcast on there. I don't watch anything else on Mixer. I have no other part of Mixer other than
WTF Nation Radio.
So, am I gonna miss it? I don't know. It's kind of one of those deals. Like I wouldn't even know it was a thing if it wasn't for us, honestly. And the reason I knew it came with that is because when I first logged into Mixer, it was my Xbox Live ID. It was my Osby Sweater ID, and I was like, "Huh, neat." So I don't know. I was like, "Oh, well, okay, whatever." And then, dude, we're old though too. Like,
speak for yourself. I'm a young man.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, people like my children's age, their biggest claim to fame is like if they have 4 people watch their kills on Fortnite or whatever. You know what I mean? So they're all about this and so I'm wondering if in the Xbox spectrum, like my children who play on Xbox, I wonder if it's going to parlay over to, or if it's just going to go right, like I said, Mixer is built into your Xbox, right? So I'm just assuming, this is my assumption, this is Radar's brain cogs grinding, that that's just gonna swap over. There's gonna be an update to your Xbox, and it's just gonna turn into Facebook Gaming or whatever, and you're gonna have your Xbox Live ID as your handle on there instead of your Facebook. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah. It's most likely. But yeah, so that's the news. We will keep you fans updated with the what's happening, especially for our Mixer audience. We'll keep you guys in the loop of as far as what's happening and what we can get you, where you can find us if you're gonna lose Mixer. Maybe I don't think we'll be on Facebook and Facebook Gaming. That doesn't seem to make any sense. So maybe we'll go into a whole new system.
You don't think we're gonna? You don't think they're going to drop it? I don't think they drop it. I really don't. I think they'd be like, okay, well, fine. We'll just whatever. Like I said, especially if it's kind of a seamless transition. It's okay. We're not doing Mixer. Now we're doing Facebook Gaming.
Right.
Why not just keep pushing out what we push out? I guess. I don't know. Like there's a lot of tech stuff in that I don't understand because I'm just a dude. Like, you know what I mean? That's tech guy department. That's way above my not gonna say pay grade, because we all get paid nothing, but it's above my scheme of understanding.
Right. Hey, Rob, what's going on, buddy? He says, I miss the old WTF days. I hope that's not a dig at me. Am I like the new of WTF? I don't know if I'm a dig at me. He says, until you log in at 28.8 Mbps on a dial-up from Korea, you are considered young. So there you go. I haven't done that. I was in Italy. I was never in Korea though. But anyway, so last week, you missed this out, buddy. Last week, They had the big PlayStation conference. We covered it last week. Since then, and this because this is the time that usually like Comic-Con's happening and all these big conferences are happening. So all these companies are releasing information, kind of willy-nilly and piece by piece. But we had the big EA Play live teleconference. So last Thursday, Electronic Arts, EA, annual press conference style event, EA Play. It spent about 45 minutes showing us what's coming for EA. The live stream focused heavily on new and upcoming games, including a glimpse at those headed to PS5 and Xbox Series X. The big highlights were reveals of Star Wars Squadrons, confirmation that certain new games are on the way, and they also, highlighted the fact that there's more games coming to things like the Switch, including Apex Legends, which is going to be cross-play as of this fall. For you guys, a lot of people really enjoyed the 5-minute recap we did of the PlayStation. So I've got a little something for you guys. We're going to do a 3-minute recap video of the EA live event. So let's do that now. Hang on to your tighty whities here. Here we go.
Let's get into some games.
We finally.
All right. How fun was that? I cut it off right before they do a big reveal that one of the games that and we were just talking about this, right? That one of the games that I've been dying to come back is they finally announced Skate, the game, was coming back, and I am so super excited. We covered this a couple weeks ago when we talked about that Tony Hawk. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull down. We said that the Tony Hawk. Oh, Facebook. Mixer's gone. Facebook's coming. But yeah, no, we talked about the fact that Tony Hawk was coming back, and so now we've got Skate. Now, Tony Hawk definitely, credit where credit's due. Tony Hawk paved the way for modern skateboarding games and the popularity which they had for many years. But Skate was the game for me, man. That game was so good. Skate 1, Skate 2, Skate 3. Obviously, they didn't say this is Skate 4. I mean, that's kind of might be a gimme. But they just said that, a new Skate is coming. So this is what they had to say. This was Cuz Perry and Darren Chung appeared at the EA Play. And they said that the new Skate game is really early in development. So don't get too excited. Very early in development. The last Skate game, which was Skate 3, was released back in 2010. 10 years now. And since then, the series has been completely dormant, especially after the developer of the game, which was EA's Black Box, closed back in 2013. So now Skate has always been a beloved cult franchise. There's fans, they're asking for it every year. I'm one of them. So we finally got word. The series producer, Chris Perry, appeared in the video, and he talked about, a lot of things that were very speculative because, again, very early development. So whether it's Skate 4 or if it's going to be titled something else wasn't really talked about. But Perry did joke that we really cannot believe that you guys have commented this into existence. So it's obviously a reference to the fact that it's been a big social media push that everybody wants to see a new Skate game. Why the hell aren't we getting one? So that was awesome. Another big kind of announcement was that UFC 4 was happening, which again, we scooped it here. I talked about this was it last week or the week before, that a leak showed that UFC 4 was coming. So now they officially announced it and have said that more details will be released. They were very quiet on it, other than it is happening. And they said July 11th, they're going to do a big reveal for UFC 4 and, all the things to expect about that. The FIFA, Madden, all the classic EA titles, the sports titles were showcased. And I'm a Madden guy. I buy it every year. I know it's 90% the same game every year, but I buy it anyway because I just love me some football. So that's all that's coming, and I'm excited, man. What do you think? You pick up Skate? You check out Skate? Yeah.
And I don't know. I still think I'd probably be more into Tony Hawk, dude.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That's just me. I think this is one of those things. Like, okay, we've had a break from all like the skate genre of games.
Yeah.
On all ends, it's kind of been it has really been kind of taking a back burner really as of late. So I'm kind of excited. I really would like to see them side by side. I think that'd be cool to like see them both side by side and see which is better.
Skate will be better.
Maybe not, man. I don't know. It feels like one's gonna be more fun to play, one's gonna have better graphics or some shit like that.
Well, let's remember the Tony Hawk game. It's a remastering of the original. So you're getting the original, obviously, with updated graphics and controls and things like that. Skate, from what it sounds like, is going to be a completely new iteration of Skate. You know, it's a new game of it. Whereas the Tony Hawk game, they said like even music and things, it's a remastering. It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 HD. You know, but again, if that's what you love, I feel like I'm a skate guy and you're a Tony Hawk guy. I feel like, and don't get me wrong, I love Tony Hawk, the skater, the guy. I think he's awesome. But when it came to the game, I definitely preferred Skate over Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
But for my what we would call them, my Call of Duty players out there, I'm gonna shut that down for a second. We got some interesting news. I got a little bit of a leak. I got a little bit of a reveal. There's a rumor mill. You know, they're always releasing new content for Call of Duty. The latest rumor says that a fan favorite Modern Warfare 2 map is returning for multiplayer. So now, as you know, 2019's best-selling PS4, Xbox One, PC game has already added quite a few maps from the old Modern Warfare 2, but it looks like Infinity War isn't done yet. A leak points to a classic MW2 map, and I'm going to show it to you guys here. The map is called, and I mean, for those that played it, I mean, High Rise. Who doesn't remember playing High Rise?
I love High Rise.
On Modern Warfare 2. It was one of the best maps. It was a great map that literally you could play all the different modes on, use all the different weapons, and it always kind of changed. So this leak comes the way of prominent Call of Duty leaker and data miner. The guy goes by Modern Warzone. He recently took to Twitter to share word of the map's return. Now, he didn't disclose any specifics on how he got the information or how it will eventually be implemented. But the guy's pretty reliable on what comes out and pretty good leaks and which we only share good rumors here, you know, verifiable rumors. There's no such thing as a verifiable rumor.
Well, I mean, you could, yeah. I mean, if you got somebody on the inside.
Yeah, I know a guy. But as for the map itself, High Rise, for those that don't remember, is a medium-sized multiplayer map. It debuted in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and has since been imported to Call of Duty Online. The whole map sits around a nearly constructed skyscraper you're sitting on top of. Meanwhile, there's also large office buildings on both sides, elevated helipad right smack dab in the middle. The map is easily one of the most popular multiplayer maps of all time, largely thanks to the fact that many different weapons, many different playstyles can all be utilized with great efficiency on this map. So I personally look forward to checking that map out. I'm seeing there's a bunch of new comments that I try to keep up with. Oh, hey, what's up, Chad, Mike, King? Hey, everybody, thanks for stopping in, man. Awesome, I appreciate you guys. And again, one last, if you guys are looking for like who's gonna get announced as the winner of the big prize, we're doing that at the top of the hour when we come back from break. So hang in there, and we're gonna do fun giveaway.
Okay, so I'm gonna pose this question, and
sure.
if you're in the chat, you can answer it as well. What is your favorite Call of Duty map of all of them? Which one?
Oh man,
because I'm gonna throw this out as a caveat.
Okay.
As of late, it seems like every multiplayer map is basically the same. I mean, there's different sizes, but it's all kind of like you kind of have your left, right, middle route.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of got something blocking you. I mean, there's a little bit of variation in each one, but since like Call of Duty World War II especially, it was really bad at that. All the maps are basically the same.
Yeah.
But they kind of brought back some old ones, and I've got my favorite, and they actually came back out with it. So I'm not gonna come.
Which one?
Rust.
Rust.
I think Rust.
Rust.
Dude, I'm running the best run and gun maps there is. There's nowhere to hide in it. There's really not. You can try. You can be like, I'm gonna get up on the fucking pole sniper rifle on Rust. See what happens.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what. No, Rust is a classic, especially if you're trying to get the challenges of like, get 20 kills with a pistol, and you're like, that will take me years. One match of Rust will get you there. I mean, you're probably not going to do well, but you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get 20 kills easy.
Pistols or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you on the point that a lot of the maps are almost interchangeable. There, there's a back, middle, front. There's a left, right, middle. Like there's merging paths. There's a center point where kind of everything funnels into. They're really for the most part interchangeable. Where you'll see a little bit of variation. I was just diving into a little bit of gun game where there's super small maps, super small maps. And that's when you start to see a bit of variation because it's so small. You don't have routes. It's like one big open area with maybe a high point, low point, left, right. But yeah, no, it's man, I can't pick a favorite. I really couldn't. Rust is a classic.
Shipment.
Shipment's the new boy in the house where it's just like, yeah, it's just madness. It's
the same thing, but it's the same thing as Russell, where it's just kind of run and gun and just go. You don't stop. It's almost like,
yeah,
you can almost kind of like, you could almost, and it's because I'm old and fat, but you can almost work a sweat up playing a map like that. Especially if you're playing something like Dom,
right,
or something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I have fucking hardcore domination on a map like that. Is just.
I love hardcore domination. That sounds dirty, but now King Smith says it's still no Battlefield. Ooh, coming in with the heat. Battlefield's a great game. It's for as much as it's the same, it's truly different. I mean, it's a really, you're like, the guy's hiding in that building, we'll blow the building down. It's a very different style of gameplay. And Mike Larson says he liked the ship one. He can't remember the name of it. Do you remember the name? If it was a ship level, there's an upper deck and a lower deck. I remember what he's talking about. I don't remember the name of it.
That was on World War II as well, and they had it a couple different maps. But yeah. What was the name of that? That was fun though.
Yeah, good times.
The fun thing about the ship maps though, and all those maps where you kind of, because there's ones interchangeable again, where you kind of like be underground, somewhere like in caves or whatever, you fight underground. You take away so many kill streaks from people. Like, okay, good job on your chopper gunner or whatever, and I'm just gonna hide down here and fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Those are kind of kill streak killers. They're awesome.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. We were playing hardcore domination today, and I got a chopper gunner on shipment. Everybody died. There's just you can't pick enemy. It's just hold down the trigger. Everybody's gonna die.
And then you get killed too. Like,
yeah,
it's hardcore. Like, well, this is fucking dumb as shit. Like, I almost. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of glad I'm not good enough to get my kill streaks all the time. Like, just give me the guard dog or whatever. Like, I haven't played the new one. I have not played the new one. I was going to when they did the Battle Royale thing came out.
Yeah, Warzone. Yeah. It's
good.
good. I mean, it's good. I don't play much of the Warzone, but I'm a fan of the classic. I play the single player, played the hell out of it, and then play the multiplayer and the domination. There's a new mode in the multiplayer that almost brings a Battlefield-like element to Call of Duty, because now it's not Battle Royale, but it's not your classic multiplayer, right? Your team deathmatch. It's one big map, and there's objectives, very much like Battlefield. You get tanks, you get ATVs, you get helicopters and things like that. So it's almost like they're trying to bring a Battlefield style element to Call of Duty. It's intense. It's called, I think, Ground War. Ground War is what they're calling it.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's like 50 on 50, isn't it?
Yeah. It gets crazy. It gets pretty crazy. And then if you can push
like Rust, that'd be fucking loader shit, like a shipment with like 50v50 on just a tiny map.
No. It's a very, very large map. There's like 6 different points, and if you can cap all the points and hold it from the enemy for like 30 seconds or something like that, you drop a nuke and game over, and just wipes. It's crazy. I've been nuked. It doesn't feel good. All right, let's move on to something else because we got so much more to cover. Last bit of gaming news, I think. Yes. This one hurts. Once again, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed again. So, CD Projekt Red has announced that Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed from September 17th, at least this time it's not delayed too long, to November 19th. So we got a 2-month bump. In a letter from CD Projekt Red, the co-founder, Marcin, and head of studio, Adam Badowski, explained how, ready when it's done is not just a phrase that we say because it sounds right. It's something we live by even when we know we're going to take heat for it. They also went on to say that at the time we are writing these words, Cyberpunk 2077 is finished, both in content and gameplay-wise. The quests, the cutscenes, the skills, the items, all the adventures of Night City have to offer, it's all there. But with such an abundance of content and complex systems interweaving with each other, we need to properly go through everything, balance game mechanics, and fix a lot of the bugs. A huge world means a huge number of things to iron out, and we will spend the additional time doing that. They finished by confirming that Cyberpunk 2077 will be still having its Night City Wire presentation, which is on June 25th, 2 days from today, which we'll probably talk about next week, and that the previews of Cyberpunk 2077 will go live right after that. The delay will most likely put Cyberpunk 2077 near the launch of both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. So now here's a note that I want you guys to really listen to. Even though CD Projekt Red, makers of this game, have confirmed that Cyberpunk 2077 will be coming to next-gen consoles, and the owners of the Xbox One version will automatically be upgraded to the Series X version for free. We don't know when, but it will happen. Meaning, if you're a guy like myself who plans on buying the new console, you don't have to think, oh crap, I'm going to buy this when it comes out in November, and then when it launches on Xbox Series X, I've got to rebuy it in January. So if you buy it now, or when it comes out in November for the current Xbox, when you upgrade to the new Xbox Series X, you will get a copy of that game at the Xbox Series X level, that version, the better version. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I couldn't find them saying they would do the same thing for the PlayStation version. As far as I know, it's specifically for the Xbox One version, but I'm sure if people complain enough, they'll probably do it for the PlayStation version as well. So what do you think, bud? What do you think about?
I think it's awesome. I'm so happy with that. Because it allows people to kind of continue gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we talked about this before. Call of Duty Ghost did that, where it was like if you buy it as on the 360 when the Xbox One comes out, or you had 24 months or some shit to download it onto the new console and stuff. And so you make it interchangeable. You still allow people to keep playing,
right?
And you allow that innovation to keep going instead of kind of stagnate until everyone kind of swaps over to the new console. And I'm not saying that everyone's going to do that, or people are or are not. It's hard. Right. So if you have it set up to do that, you can do it, and then you're good to go and people can play. And I think that's a way better idea than, give them the free download. They pay the money for the game. And it's going to be, this is where it's nice to have the download only, or the digital only, or at least access to digital copies where you say, okay, well, I paid for it. Well, here's my game. Right. So you can do that, and you can have your new game basically and play it. It's good. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. I'm glad they're doing it. I wish more places would do that with all of their stuff. So it's kind of being stingy about it. But
absolutely, couldn't agree more. I hope that it's a trend we'll continue to see. And as I find out more information, I will pass that on to you guys, Pop Culture family. All right, we're done with gaming news. Moving on, sir. We have much more pop culture to cover. And we're going to go to, swipe please, movies. Let's talk some movies. So, I'm honestly sick of talking about COVID-19, but I did want to bring this up since it's good news. AMC theaters have rolled out a plan to reopen their cinemas beginning mid-July. All right, so the theater capacity will be increased in stages between July and November, so that by November they are at full capacity. Obviously, this is current day. This is barring any unforeseen things, but this is the current plan. So they're using the big release weekends as kind of pivot points. So according to the statement released by AMC, the first phase will open at 30% capacity on July 15th, followed by 40% capacity, which is phase two, and Labor Day marks the target date to have theaters at about 50%. Right? The current plan is for cinemas to be back to normal in time for the release of No Time to Die and Soul, which is Thanksgiving weekend. To accommodate this, AMC says it will automatically black out every other row in their cinemas that cinemas not equipped with reclining seats. So AMC also told Deadline, they were reporting that they are committed to this timeline, regardless of whether movies like Tenet or Milan decide to move their dates or not. They said that more than 90% of the attendance of the AMC circuit from the entire United States will be included in this first wave of openings in July. So only about 10% of theaters won't be included in the July opening. And they will be in between 35 and 45 states. So you got to figure, the hardest hit areas are going to be the ones that they probably keep closed for a little bit longer. But if you're anywhere else other than a major metropolitan area, you're probably looking at mid-July to start opening. The pandemic has hit AMC hard. The chain has been sued by landlords who say that that some of the locations aren't paying rent. Last estimates were that AMC theaters had laid off 98.5% of its employees in a closure that may now last as long as 4 months. Now, I mean, you got to remember way back when optimistic projections were that 6 weeks and then we'll be back up and running. Obviously, that was way wrong. The company's credit score was downgraded at the start of this month, with some analysts predicting that AMC would not reopen at all. Most recently, reports have come out that the chain was actually talking with bankruptcy lawyers and working on a path forward that would allow the company to continue operations in spite of the massive hit it's taking. The company, which was already deep in debt before this, will likely face serious financial problems in the fall unless creditors grant them a waiver. I mean, there's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo when it comes to all this stuff. But moral of the story is they've got a big uphill battle as far as recovering from this hit. Last year at this time they were at $100 million per week in revenue, and right now they're at less than a few $1,000s, and from mostly drive-ins that are still open. So yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one for them to come back from. I think maybe they are pushing to open a little bit earlier than they maybe should, considering all the information. But what do you think? Mid-July. What do you think about that? About returning to theaters?
This is going to be the same thing. And it's not just movie theaters. It's going to be a lot of these businesses. And it's around here, we have not been hit nearly as hard yet with the Holocaust. Honestly, it's been pretty mild around here. And actually, the theater here is opening back up, and they're hiring kids to, I don't know, scrub shit down. I guess I don't fucking know what they're hiring kids to do, but they are hiring, and they're doing things. So I mean, if you can do it and be safe and whatever, it's a double-edged sword, because you want to get the people back to work. You want to get these businesses back open. You want to get all of these things happening, especially, the movie industry, who, God, it's such a multi-bajillion dollar industry especially when you take into account Asia and all the other markets, right? Yeah. So you've got all these places that are basically closed down, and you've got all these people who really, really, really want to make things happen, but can't. So it's kind of, I don't know. I'm hesitant. And I don't want to speak for where you're at, or where, I don't want to speak for anywhere else, because the Rona has hit different areas so differently. Some being very hard hit, and you get really affected, and some are just kind of whatever. We have a couple sick kids. That's it. So it's you don't want to you don't want to have a blanket solution when it's not a one size fits all situation.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm going to throw this out there too. If these places are going to open prematurely and people do get sick and people die from this, that's on them.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good look.
No, it's going to be. It's hard to make friends when you're killing people. So, not
speak for yourself.
but it's whatever. I mean, so. I'm really glad I'm not in that situation though, where I'm like fucking the head of AMC or on the board or some shit, and because they're losing money hand over fist. They're basically just they have a burn barrel out back they're just dumping $100 bills into. So yeah, and the studio is the same way, and it's weird to think how much money cash flow those places have.
Yeah,
and then they can't. It's been what 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 4 months.
Yeah.
You think if you had that kind of cash flow that you should be able to, like, I don't know, weather a little bit of a storm. They don't seem to be doing that.
Well, I mean, yeah. But you got to think when you're anticipating to make $100 million a week and you've been shut down for 4 months, that starts to eat into things.
Right. But you think you should be able to, like, I don't know, pay your $1,200 mortgage on your fucking theater. And I don't know how much rent is in theaters anymore. I don't have a clue. But you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to, like, make your electric bill when you don't have any fucking power going out. You know what I mean?
No, that's true. That's true. Hey,
so
we got sorry, I was gonna say, hey David, hey Juan, what's up, man? I see you guys jumped in there. Thanks for joining us. And Tony actually just said that transition looks nice. I'm assuming you meant the swipe transition. I appreciate that, man. I worked hard on it.
Like Cause is saying, Disney parks are still closed and losing billions, but they're weathering the storm just fine.
I mean,
maybe.
there's Disney is reopening for a reason. They were losing, I forget, there were estimates of like 600 million a day. Like, it was crazy for all the parks being closed, all the movies being shut down, just the productions of everything being delayed. Yeah, it was crazy. So I feel like they were in a position where they have to reopen now,
right,
or they weren't going to at all. And then
I'm gonna throw this out there. Could you imagine a world without Disney movie?
Don't you dare.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
don't you even say that. Don't put that evil out there. Don't put those evil wishes.
There's got to be somebody who, Apple or something that would be able to absorb it. But God, then you're just, or like Amazon or some shit.
Yeah.
You know
well, that's the thing. So there was a rumor where they were like, Disney's at the point where they're gonna need a buyout or they will collapse, and there will never be a point where there's not Disney. Someone will step in and buy it. And there are companies that have weathered this well, right? Companies like Netflix, companies like Facebook, companies like Apple. There are companies that haven't been as hit by this and have the kind of cash to Facebook. You have, like, Facebook Gaming, Facebook Disney. You know what I mean? Like, those are. And hey, Timmy caught my reference. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. That was the reference. We're doing movies, so that was the reference. There'll always be a Disney. That's for that. But moving on.
I'm not gonna say there's not gonna. That's going a little far. There's not gonna be a Disney. But you look at, okay, so where's it going though? I mean, you have these companies that are just fucking hemorrhaging money, hemorrhaging, right? Elon Musk needs to buy Disney. How cool would that be? Yes, fucking cool. Make smoking bowls and shit.
Disney Tesla.
Right.
I can imagine Mickey Mouse Playhouse. He's like, I've got my Tesla. Hang on, guys. Drives in.
It's a surprise tool we use later. But
Mickey Mouse Playhouse. Good call.
But you look at, like, and it's not because Amazon has just got to be like, we need more Rona, because they're just like fucking raking in the cash. I bet Elon Musk is, or fucking not Elon Musk. He's Tesla. I'm so dumb today. Bezos is just fucking. He's like, yeah, he's probably fucking spraying coronavirus on people, so he can keep making money the way he's making. I don't know, but
let's sidestep that conversation. Okay, big news. All right, so we've talked ad nauseum about my confusion with what the fuck DC is doing with their movie universe, right? We've talked about this, And I even went as far as to say when that little video surfaced of Ezra Miller choke slamming that woman in whatever it was, Nova Scotia or whatever. I was like, well, that's done. Well, color me surprised. Apparently, it's not, because the rumor mill has spun up on the Flash movie.
Wow, Jesus.
Are you ready for this? You ready for this? All right. First, if you will remember, very small point in I think it was Batman versus Superman. There was a small cameo played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, right? We know Negan from The Walking Dead. He played Bruce Wayne's father. He played Thomas Wayne in a very small, brief moment of a scene when we see, once again, the killing of Batman's parents. Since that moment, which it's like, why would you, even at that, I remember when that movie came out, I'm like, why would you hire such a kind of a prolific actor to play a 6-second cameo? But whatever, they did it. It was awesome. Well, now the rumor is that the Flash movie is going to be based on the storyline, the Flashpoint Paradox. And now, so Flashpoint, for those that aren't as geeky as I am, in the comic books, Flash got to a point where he could, if he ran fast enough, he could kind of travel time. And he realized, well, shit, why can't I just travel back to the point where my mother was killed and save her? And so he does that. But in doing that, he changes like all of reality, all of the DC canon completely. Why him saving his, like, obviously him saving his mother means he doesn't end up getting powers. That kind of made sense. Why it affected everyone else, to this day I still don't know, but it was a great storyline, right? Like all of a sudden, like Wonder Woman was this, bad chick that was teaming up with the Atlantans, and they were gonna destroy the world, and it wasn't Bruce Wayne's parents that got killed. It was Bruce that got killed in the alley. So Thomas and Martha Wayne survived. Thomas becoming Batman, a very dark Batman. And then it turned out that Martha went crazy and actually became like a version of the Joker. It was insane. It was absolutely insane storyline. And they're going to adapt that storyline to the upcoming Flash movie, where he kind of messes with time. And we kind of saw a peek of that. I think it was in Justice League or Batman vs. Superman, where he has that moment that he comes through that kind of a portal. That was the tease of Flash being able to travel time. So that's what all this about. The reason I brought up Jeffrey Dean Morgan is because the latest rumor suggests that he will come back for this movie, and he will play that version of Thomas Wayne, who becomes this dark Batman. Like he's a Batman that uses guns. So like Batman Punisher kind of. Yeah, he's a bad dude. Like he straight up kills people. Like
I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. That's what this needs.
Yeah, I mean, screw it. They've jacked this up so bad. Like, go balls to the wall. Go all out. Absolutely all out.
Absolutely.
So the latest rumor is that Morgan is being eyed.
Yes! I want to see the Bat Tank. He needs to have a fucking Bat Tank, dude. Oh my god, yes! Or like a Bat attack helicopter, like a Bat Apache. And you just fucking go around, fucking blowing all kinds of shit up. Yes, I love it.
All right. I'm with it.
You don't like these ideas, do you?
No, I'm with it, man. I say at this point they've kind of, look, Marvel's been doing great. They've established really good stories and storylines and through lines. DC at this point, throw it on the wall, see if it sticks. I'm saying go for it.
Okay, all these other things are like, I'm like, yeah, I might see it. Whatever. I'll probably get a chance to see it sometime when the kids want to watch it. No, you put fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan, you put Negan in a Bat Tank, fucking, and a Bat Apache blowing up fucking bad guys. Fuck yes, dude. I'm watching the shit out of that. I'm watching
all in.
I might be the only cocksucker in the. I don't even care. I'll watch it. I don't even care.
You'll be the only guy in the theater probably, but
probably. I don't care, whatever. And I'm gonna come out and be like, "Oh, Negan's killing everybody," and they're like, "It's Batman, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck. Shut up, it's Negan."
Heath says, "Hey, Radar. So what's up, Heath? How you doing, man?"
Fucking
bad segue.
Yes.
Yes, coming in on a bad segue with like 2 machine guns, just mowing dudes down. But yeah, so that would be very cool. I would be in for that. I would be in for that. Here's the crazy thing. Every time they lay like a little Easter egg, a little hint, a little like, hey, this could happen, I'm always like, man, that's a great idea. And then they go off and do the dumb thing. Like they don't do the cool thing they hint at. And here's the perfect. I love this. I found this, and it was like this is the perfect point to bring it up. Last September, Dean Morgan himself, Jeffrey Dean Morgan himself, confirmed that he would still be interested in coming back and being, Thomas Wayne. But this was his exact words. Look, I don't know. I mean, if there's a chance that they would ask me, I would say yes. I think the Flashpoint story it's my favorite story. I would love to do it. And it's so good. But DC is DC. And they're, not very constant with things. It seems like they're always kind of switching up who's running it and what they're going to do. So hopefully, what I'd like to see is a little continuity with DC, have them get back on track, and then, man, I'd be honored and would love to come and do more of anything. Yes.
I'm in.
Yes, that's what we've all been saying all this time, is just a little consistency. Do the cool things, man. Like you're in an excellent opportunity to do some cool things. Do the cool things.
Right.
I don't get it. Also, I found out that they're also saying that Cyborg will play a role, maybe small cameo or kind of a bit part in all of this, because we found out in other movies that like Cyborg helps him figure out the whole time travel thing. Anyway, but yeah, so we'll get to see Cyborg again. Be cool to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan. There's more. Are you ready for this? Can you? Are you sitting down?
Is it more bat tanks?
It similar.
I'm like in my brain right now, like taking like
Right.
a Merc, because they're cooler than Abrams, and just like paint it black and like fucking having a jet engine like out the back of it. And
didn't the Dark Knight trilogy? They had kind of a bat tank. It was
tires. It's not a tank.
Similar.
It's an armored car. Then it's ridiculous.
That's true.
Okay, but
right.
That's the technicalities. Okay. Bat tank. Okay, ready, go.
Okay, so
right.
The big news that just broke yesterday, which everyone is talking about, so most of you have probably already heard this. Michael Keaton is in talks to come back as Batman. Michael Keaton from the 1989 Batman is in talks for this movie, for the Flash movie, to suit up as Batman again.
No.
I'm gonna let that wash over you for a second, okay? Let's talk about DC over the last couple of weeks. First, they got the big win because they got Zack Snyder's Justice League is being released to HBO Max. All right, Warner Brothers announced that the DC Fandom event is happening in August. That's a big one for DC people. And now, Flashpoint, which is in and of itself is a storyline where reality is broken, time is broken, and so you have all these things happening. To hit, we've talked about like what's his name? Ben Affleck said he's done as Batman. So what do? If they want to continue forward, what do? You need a Batman. What happens if this happens, right? Because it's in talks. He's in talks. It's not official yet. If this happens, what happens if he goes back in time, fucks with the timeline, and even after he sets it right, things are still a little bit off, and all of a sudden, Batman is Michael Keaton and not Ben Affleck anymore. Like, what? What are your thoughts? Are you not a fan of this?
No, I'm not at all.
Really?
No, the only way you can bring Michael Keaton back. Okay, first off, no. If you're gonna bring anybody back, quote unquote, back as Batman, bring the fucking dude from College Humor. Bring Batman or whatever. If I cry in a rubber suit, bring that dude. Bring that dude in. First, Michael Keaton kind of fucking sucks. And then like he's all old and shit. No. And this gets back to fucking with the classics. Okay, I will sit here and I will watch fucking with Jack Nicholson as a Joker and shit. I'll watch that. I'll watch it and I'll enjoy it. I remember that. I remember being a kid, being excited about that shit. But now unless they're gonna bring back Jack Nicholson too, bring that shit back. Just do the whole fucking Disney that shit. And
I think. Okay, first of all, calm down. Okay.
Give me all fucking Twitter. Give me no. I don't know. I don't want Michael Keaton. I want a Bat Tank, and I want fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and that's what I want.
Right. I'm going to politely disagree. I think this could be one of the biggest wins for the DC universe in movies.
Why? Why don't think that Michael Keaton has run its course as Batman?
But that's the thing. It's going to be a whole different Batman, because even though he's the same Batman, you have to think of there was a great storyline called Batman Beyond. It's when years in the future, Batman is this old man, like walking cane, wrinkly old man, and he has to pass on the suit to this young upstart kid, and he's kind of like coaching him through the headset and all this and all that. That's what I want to see. I want to see Michael Keaton as this kind of like washed up Batman. He can't still do it, right? Like he has to, like in his early days, it's about strength, speed, endurance, and all these things. But like as he gets older, he has to be smarter. He has to be more efficient. He has to be more, cunning. I want to see that. We haven't seen that. We have not seen an aged out Batman. The closest we've seen is Ben Affleck's character. He's supposed to be a much older Batman. He's been through it. He's kind of burned out, but we haven't really seen old man Batman. And I would love the opportunity to see that.
Like you want to see Michael Keaton, old man, kind of fat, bald Batman with.
I didn't say he's washed out. I mean, he's just old. he can still kick ass.
Have you seen pictures of Michael Keaton lately? I'm looking at him right now. I'm like on Google looking at Michael Keaton.
I've seen him in Spider-Man. I've seen him in Birdman. I mean, he's still suiting up.
Whatever. It's like saying fucking okay. I'm gonna put it this way: if you put Wayne Gretzky in hockey skates right now and pads on him, he's still gonna be a better hockey player than old Radar. I get that. I get it.
Exactly.
But he's not as good as like the fucking kids playing right now.
Right. He's not gonna go to and that's my point. That's my point.
I'm gonna take this from the chats. A bat segue. If you take Michael Keaton and put him with a young not necessarily up and coming, but maybe he's mildly established, but someone who's not gonna beat their fucking girlfriend in Iceland or with the fuck ever. you put somebody in there like that, right? Yeah. With Michael Keaton, he's like their bat mentor, and whatever, and they're in the bat tank because I already called dibs on that.
Yeah.
I maybe. Ezra.
I'm telling you. I think again.
You know what?
If they can do this right,
Michael Keaton is like old Batman teaching Tom Cruise how to.
Tom Cruise is like 3 years younger than Michael Keaton, I think.
He already knows how to fly, dude.
Tom Holland, bring in Spidey, young man, like maybe not Tom Holland, but someone like that. You bring in the young.
And then because here's what you can do, and because Marvel did this fabulously with all of their casting, I think was on point with this, is you can actually, if you brought in somebody like that, not necessarily Tom Holland, but someone of that caliber, a good actor, young. You can build something off that. You can actually have a series off that, as long as it doesn't beat his wife in Iceland or fucking what.
Or was it allegedly? Allegedly filmed on video, caught doing it for real.
But I'm saying, if you bring in, if you, that would be a good way, and I'll agree with you on that. That would be a good way to bring.
That's what I want to see.
Yes, Michael Cera actually would work. That would actually work.
Cera's Batman.
As
young
Batman.
Super awkward Batman.
Yes, but you could. I mean, because.
Hey, Superman. Hey.
Or the kid who played Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, oh God! I mean, sure.
Have him in like the fucking booth. But I mean, okay, just saying, if you had Michael Cera's actually not because he's not gonna go beat his wife in Iceland or fucking do anything crazy. He might get hot.
You know of.
Maybe, I don't know, whatever. He seems like a good kid. But I mean, but you have someone like that is not a bad example though.
Right.
And then you can build that because that's what Marvel did. That's exactly what Marvel did. Take a page out of their playbook and do that.
Yeah.
Build like an actual. I'm not gonna say empire because but they have to. They have to do things they're not doing right now, which is maintain consistency for one.
Yeah.
And not hire idiots for two, and actually if they actually built that, I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, Pedro for Batman. I'm in for that too. Oh yes, even better. You could. There's not the same Batman has to be white.
No. In the Batman Beyond series, Terry McGinnis. Well, I guess McGinnis kind of sounds like Irish.
That was
Like
pretty
Irish.
Irish.
I was gonna say, like, I thought, because I mean they're from a future where like everything's kind of mixed race almost. But I think he was like almost like Hispanic. Like he was like white Hispanic. I don't know. Or maybe that was just me like putting myself into the character where I was like, I kind of want to be Batman Beyond. But all right, guys. Hey, we reached the top of the hour, man. I know it flew by, but we've gotten through our gaming news. We've gotten through our movie news. Coming up, we've got TV. We've got some wild and crazy stories I want to talk about. And of course, right after the break, don't go anywhere. We are going to live on air pick a winner of the big Pop Culture Warrior giveaway. The first ever Pop Culture giveaway, hopefully one of many. So we're going to come back and we're going to do that and we're going to have some more fun. What say you, Mr. Radar? You ready for a break?
Yes, I go break.
All right, folks, we shall be back soon. See ya in 10 shots.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
Looking up and fading out, cirrus shapes I found. Blow me
Call the show now at 415-889-8367. The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are back. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited I am for this. Radar, you with me, buddy?
Hell yeah, buddy. Let's do this.
All right, guys. So, as I promised, as I've talked about many times, I said when we hit 250 Facebook likes on our Pop Culture Warrior page, which we're trying to pump up with more content and exclusive stuff, that we're going to do a big giveaway. It is that time. We are going to do it live right now. Obviously, we're not going to have all 250 something odd fans watching live. That's okay. Winner is going to get picked. I will reach out and I will get them the stuff, and then I'm gonna make sure that they do an unboxing video or something, a picture or something to put on the page so that can show that they got the stuff and if they're liking what they got. So.
Yeah, that's like a caveat to it. If you're gonna get this stuff, you have to like at least
Yeah.
take a picture of something and like smile for the camera.
Of course.
Well,
That's otherwise you get kicked from the show. You don't get to be a part of the show anymore.
No.
you get banned. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna try this out, guys. Bear with me. We're gonna work this on the fly. So I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna move this, and let's hope this works. Let's transition. All right. Hopefully. You guys, it'd be awesome if I get a thumbs up from somebody or something just to let me know if this actually works and you can see what I'm seeing. So let's see. All right. Yeah, I think it worked. So yeah, guys, so as you can see, I inputted all 250 some odd names of the people. They're spinning around the wheel as we go around. I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shuffle to make it as random as possible because it was in order of when they liked the page. So I'm shuffling. So the order is completely random. And yeah, here we go. I'm very excited to see who's gonna win this, guys. So let's spin the wheel and see what happens. Oh goodness. It landed on Luis Rios. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. That is our very, very, very first winner. I'm going to transition this back over to the main as soon as I can exit out of full screen. Let's see if I can get my OBS going again. Hey, we're back. All right. Thanks. Yeah, so congratulations, Luis. Was it Rios? You're the first winner of Pop Culture Warriors giveaway, man. Congratulations. And I will reach out personally on Facebook or one of the ways to get a hold of him and get him his care package, man. Awesome. Give it up for our boy Luis. Yeah, man. Woo woo. Yeah, that was a bit anticlimactic. I apologize. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I hope that we get him some good stuff and some good show swag. I'm sorry, Radar, and anybody that's in the audience watching right now. Sorry you guys didn't win, but there are more opportunities to win in the future. We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep doing giveaways as we grow. And actually, this is a great point to bring up.
I'm kind of glad that it went to so. I mean, Luis, congratulations, is awesome. But I'm glad it didn't go to like me. I mean, like, oh yeah, thanks for the first stuff.
Right. Here's my thing. My concern was like, I don't like that was a live program. I just pulled it off the web. I have no control over it. I just put the names in. I click spin, and what happens happens. A, I didn't know if it was gonna work. B, like, you know, I never want someone to feel like, oh, because they're a friend, or oh, because they're a coworker, or oh, because of this. You know, God forbid, my wife could have won. She's in that list. She could have won, and that would have been super awkward to be like, oh, look, Mrs. EQ won the prize. But
saved you on shipping, though.
It would have shaved me on shipping. Yes, that is correct. But yeah, just happy that somebody won, and we're gonna give them the prizes. I will say that if you enjoyed that, and you want to do another giveaway, you want to be another big winner, share the page, because the more likes we get, the sooner we get to another giveaway. But I have a poll right now on the Facebook page. If you go to the Facebook page, there's a poll that says, would you rather every 100 likes we do a smaller giveaway, right? Maybe $20 worth of items, $50 worth of items, or would you rather every 250, like we did now, we do a much bigger giveaway, $100, $150, $200 worth of stuff. Right now, the bigger value item is far and away in the lead, but it's up to you guys. This is your show. This is how I want you guys to really dictate how it goes. So if you guys want bigger giveaways, we're gonna do bigger giveaways every time we hit another 250 likes. So we're already at 270 something. So we're already on our way to the next 250. So keep sharing it, keep word of mouth, let people know it's there, and share it. And then we'll do another big giveaway. I'll start collecting piles of stuff like I have over there, and we'll be doing more giveaways in the future. So, all right, are you ready to get back to it, bud?
Hell yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this. All right, I'm going to bring up. Let's do some TV news. Sweep. The first thing that I wanted to talk about, we did cover 2 weeks ago while you were here, the last time you were here, we did cover that Cops was canceled. You remember this? We talked about this kind of ad nauseum, and we talked about how it was a shame. You know,
that was dumb.
Yeah,
that was dumb. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember
that one. Yeah, that one. The newest news, very soon after that, after we aired and we talked about it, that came down that A&E decided to end live PD. In the wake of ongoing protests over racism, police brutality, A&E decided that, you know, the series live PD, which very much similar to Cops but different spin on it, that they would cease production of the show, and that they will determine if there's a clear pathway to tell the stories of both the community and the police officers whose role it is to serve them going forward. Sorry. So Heath in the comments, he says, can we do a shop around your room like they used to do on Wheel of Fortune? so you're saying, like, if you win a prize, can it come from the back lot over there? I don't know, maybe. Maybe some of those items are one of a kind, and I'm not sure I'm ready to give them up just yet. Those are my most prized. Who knows? Maybe we hit a milestone. We hit 1,000, something like that. You know, every 1,000 we hit, I'll let the winner pick an item off the shelves, and you know, we'll do something crazy like that. I don't know. We'll see. Let's cross that bridge.
You gotta like stop it a little bit. Like, here's something from my personal collection, maybe, or a couple, 3 different things you get to pick. Yeah. But not like, oh yeah, here's your Iron Man shield is fucking coming on with me, buddy. What's up?
Right, exactly. But anyway, so going back to the thing. So the cancellation of live PD also comes after it was revealed earlier the week that this is kind of sad. But apparently, right before they decided to cancel, a bit of a story came out where that live PD had actually filmed the death of a person. It was this guy named Justin Ambler. It was in March 2019, a black man that, while in custody of Austin law enforcement for a traffic violation, they actually filmed his death. You know, the A&E obviously did not broadcast this, and because investigators and all that did not ask for the footage, they ended up destroying it. They just destroyed the footage. So this kind of came out, and it seemed, I don't want to say suspicious. They're not suspicious, but they just seemed like you know what? Let's shut this down now before that kind of really gets bigger, becomes bigger news. So that's unfortunate. I will say that so Live PD debuted back in October 28th of 2016, follows police officers around the country. It was hosted by Dan Abrams with analysts offered by Tom Morris and Sergeant Sean Larkin. After the announcement was made, Abrams addressed the live PD status, writing at the time that, to all of you asking whether we're coming back, the answer is yes. All of us are associated with the show are committed to it as ever. We're still discussing some specifics, but I want to assure you that the live PD Nation, we are not abandoning you. So there are people that believe that the show will be back. So I think
that's good though. I think that's. I mean, if they're filming cops actually killing people and not like saying anything about it, I feel like it's kind of shady. Like maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
But I really feel like these are tools that they can use because a lot of the protests want accountability for the police departments, right? Yeah. They want. It's what a lot of people want.
Sure.
So you think that having a live camera with them, that's not, they don't have any control over.
Right.
Is their body camera where they can turn it on and off, which part of me thinks that's kind of dumb too. Like we got this camera on you, but you can turn it off. But then I'm like, I don't want to see someone pee.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of understand that a little bit. Maybe have like a pee cover they put over or something. I don't know. But I mean, for the most part, you've got that helps bring to people what they're asking for.
Yeah.
So to have an outrage saying you have this thing that we want and they're using it, and then they get mad. Like to me, that's just very counterproductive and to their argument and to the to the movement. But it's whatever. I mean, I'd rather they cancel Live PD than Paw Patrol. I'm not going to elaborate anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I couldn't find a vein of truth in that. I really did look into it because obviously there were these rumors that like people are calling for the cancellation of Paw Patrol because it's indoctrinating children and believing that cops are there to help you and like all this stuff. And I really wanted to dive into it and to talk about it, but I couldn't find where that came from, and I couldn't find anything to corroborate it other than just people sharing that people want it canceled. So yeah, so at this point, for me, it's just kind of meme status as far as like people. I'm sure there's people that think the world's flat and that the moon's a hoax. So I mean, like, there's people for everything, but I don't think the general public wants Paw Patrol to be ended. So which I hope not, because a lot of people love that.
If they were to actually do some sort, I mean, I would say the Nielsen ratings probably are part of this, but if you have some sort of like metric, obviously you can't poll the whole country, right? You just can't. But percentage-wise, how many people want things like Live PD and Cops and all these things to actually be canceled? Because they're still very popular shows. Lots of people watch them.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
well, I would agree that it's probably in the minority of people world or countrywide, but it's enough that they felt it was time to make a decision. I mean,
they make a step back, and be like, hey, well, fucking our cities are burning. Maybe we should take a step back. We're not going to, just in the off chance it does feed the flames a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe they take a step back. There's just been a lot of shit has come of this that maybe isn't, maybe getting a little bit out of control.
Right.
Like, and that is the thing about Facebook right now. It's hard to disseminate what is real and what's not. You see some, like, I legit overheard this the other day. Was basically like they're tearing down the statues, right? Which is fine. Whenever tearing down statues, I don't even care anymore. But not every white person on a horse is racist. Like, you know what I mean? Some of them were like, I like the opposite of the. Yeah. So I mean, but they're just like, oh, it's an old white man on a horse. I better rip it down. Like, see who the fuck it was first. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's true. It's true. Or I saw, again, not to make things political, but you see when the statue defaced where it represented the first black regiment. Yeah. And they're spray painting, BLM on it. And it's like, well, that's kind of the opposite of what you're.
That's literally what they fought and died for, by the way.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not trying to make it political, but just leave. I mean.
Yeah.
But okay. There's lots of things over the course of the last couple of years that have been modified or changed or canceled due to
sure,
concerns for different minority groups, whether it be LGBT community, or now the Black Lives Matter movement, and all these other things have had it, and look at, there's been different award shows that, was it Chris Rock who got like fucking like banished from hosting the Golden Globes or something. It was
Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, because of something he had tweeted years prior, and he wasn't going to apologize for it.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fuck comedian for one. I don't think comedians should apologize for anything. But it's fuck Kevin Hart. He that's how he got famous, was fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whatever. It's like, I don't know. The world's gone crazy, man.
Well,
great. Comedians can't be funny no more.
I've got something to lift up your spirits.
All
Ready
right.
for this? We're gonna bring it up a notch. We're gonna bring it up a notch.
All right, let's do this.
Do you remember when you were a kid playing like The Floor is Lava?
Absolutely.
Oh, then you're gonna love this. All right.
Ooh.
I present to you the new Netflix series, The Floor is Lava. Watch this. So there you go, guys. There you go. The Floor is Lava. Just came out on Netflix on the 19th, and I won't spoil anything. Actually, kind of good.
It is. I've seen it since then.
Oh, you have seen it?
My kids have been watching the hell out of it.
Okay.
It's good. I don't hate it. I first came in and I was like, what are they doing? And it was like the little boys are like, Jake, it's the floor is lava. I'm like, we're not playing like we're not jumping around the fucking house right now. No, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, we're not playing that. Like, no. The show is called The Floor is Lava. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I watched it for like, this is all right.
Yeah. I love it. I've always been a big fan of like American Ninja Warrior and things like that. And so this to me is a nice, fun. This reminds me of like the Nickelodeon days, right? When you were Temple of the Lost Doom or whatever it was, and Double Dare and all these different things. I love it. And I want more things like that, right? I feel like we're missing that in today's society, is those fun, more game shows where you get families, can do stuff and do these things. And so yeah, I saw that and I just
and I'll say this there too, like maybe it's a spoiler alert, maybe it's not, but a lot of the people are like, they're like teachers together, or like friends, or like these guys all went to college together, or whatever, they work together. It's we should do a radio one.
WTF Nation Radio doing Floor is Lava. All right,
who we need to talk to about
Ice.
that?
Let's get Ice, and he's got to apply. Get the front desk people to.
We're all troopers. I'm pretty sure we could like figure it out. Bro,
we are going to be. Oh man, it would go so badly. No offense to y'all. I probably couldn't hold my own. Have you seen some of the jumps and the sliding and the? I'll be.
I know my knees are so fucked. Yeah, we should have like. Who do we have that's not a paratrooper? They could do that shit. Like, so who still has good knees? Like, they could get over and do that shit.
I could do like the home version, where it's like we go from like a stool to a chair and the couch.
I want to like step off the couch onto the couch cushion in the middle of the living room floor. That's it. I don't want to fucking Oh
man.
No, dude, you could probably do it. I mean, it's not. Yeah, some of the jokes are. I mean, they're not
thinking about it, right? You're like, oh shit, that doesn't.
We could totally fucking do it, and then we'd be like, yeah, we're all like war heroes and shit. We're all like old and whatever. We could do that shit. I'm in, dude.
Here's the thing: if they asked, if they come down and they're like, hey, we've got this opportunity. Do you want to? I know it's gonna go badly. I'll still do it. I'll do it. I'll bust my ass on I would say live TV, but on Netflix, I mean, it's an opportunity, So let's get a write-in campaign to WTF Nation Radio to get us on The Floor is Lava. There you go.
I have an idea. Heath Barlow says Ice, Red Leg, and definitely Jay Reddy would kick ass. So they get Ice, Red Leg, and Jay Reddy versus like you and I and somebody else.
Like
and we
Shipwreck
could
or something.
Yes. Yeah, me, you, and Shipwreck could do it. Like
oh,
together.
Man. It would go so badly.
Cause out there. Yeah, it'd be fucking fun,
Cause
dude.
an owl. Oh my god. Oh man. That's what we do. We do show versus show. We
Yes.
do, Sergeant's Time versus Pop Culture War versus Kicking It with Cause. Like we get the
No,
whole
we need to
crew.
do because you know what? I bet Spanky would come out here and kick our ass at all this. Spanky would come out and just fucking ruin it.
Yeah,
She'd like, no, y'all get over there. It behoove you to sit down. She'd say, and then fucking just run circles around us. No, I
probably.
don't. We need her to like stay on the sidelines or some shit. But I mean,
No,
that would be fun, dude. That would be fun.
I'd be
Oh,
down. I would be down.
just
I would do it.
do it at someone's house. Like we can just come over to my house, like fucking floors lava, bed
Fill
radar.
fill your living room full of 120 gallons of whatever and Kool-Aid. And
Well, maybe it's lava. I don't know. They say it is, but
I think it's Kool-Aid. It's fruit punch, but awesome.
whatever. Dude, we can't fill my house with fruit punch because my kids drink it before the time you get there.
Well, you don't have to clean up. They'll just drink the whole thing. All right. So what else? Oh, this is okay. This is huge. Obviously, more so if you're a wrestling fan of the old days or even some of the new stuff. Everybody knows. I think if you've ever even thought of wrestling at some point, you know who the Undertaker is, right? I mean, he's one of those superstars that transcends just wrestling. You know what I mean? Like The Rock or John Cena or any of these big guys. But The Undertaker has been in wrestling for over 30 years.
Really?
So for the past, in fact, I even got this nice little graphic I'm going to pull up that shows The Undertaker through the years, including his bald phase, which was super creepy. Anyway,
He's kind of creepy in his beginning. I love him. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's. I'm sure it's a. I'm sure it's a deal, a facade. I'm sure he's really not creepy, but
yeah.
he's
I
kind
mean,
of creepy.
it's a character. It's a character. But yeah, no, absolutely. But okay, so for the past few weeks, the WWE Network has been airing what they call the Last Ride documentary. It's offering fans an unprecedented behind-the-scenes look at the legendary career of The Undertaker. Well, the final episode aired last week, and in it included the shocking announcement that the Dead Man is officially retiring from the WWE. He says, "I'm at a point that this time the cowboy really does right away." Undertaker indicated that he is satisfied with what he has accomplished in his WWE career and that the boneyard match he had against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36 would be the perfect match to end on. It was notable for its innovative cinematic take on professional wrestling and earned a great deal of critical acclaim from pro wrestling journalists at the time. There you go. I mean, what a career. 30 years. 30 years. Debuting in 1990 to retiring in 2020. I mean, that is a big bucket of win across the board. There's no other way to describe it. I mean,
No, it's fantastic.
kudos for him. And I'm sure multiple injuries. One of the few guys that has redefined his look, his image, his character multiple times through his career. Always bringing kind of a fresh take on his persona. I very clearly remember the American Badass version. The 0102. I am American Badass. The Kid Rock version, if you will. But yeah, but Undertaker's been around forever. I almost pulled up a snapshot of like what Undertaker looked like in like the first video game he was in. But it was so pixelated, it just wouldn't look good on the stream. Yeah, he's been around a long time. When you think of someone like Tom Brady, who's been playing football for 20 years, and is at the end of his career and has been through it all. I mean, add 10 more years on top of that. And you know what I mean? Like it's mind-boggling to me to have a career like that. People retire in business sooner than that, and this guy was physically putting his body on the line. And while he wasn't one of these death-defying, big jumpers or anything like that, he had some pretty epic moments in his career. So kudos to him. Hopefully he enjoys retirement and doesn't die. Sometimes, you ever know these older people that like you're like, man, if you just stopped you're probably gonna die. Like they're just only kicking because they just keep, keep doing stuff. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I wonder that sometimes too. And I'm gonna say this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this. He's been just for 30 years, and he wasn't like, he's getting up there a little bit. I mean, a little bit. But I'm gonna say, okay. So I'm not going to say that professional wrestling is easy. I'm
Mm.
not gonna say that
Oh,
at all.
by no
I
means.
opposite. Like, because I mean, even it's not. I'm I grew up in Iowa, right? I know what wrestling is. I've
Mhm.
seen, I know what wrestling, actual no bullshit like wrestling is. I'm not gonna try to say WWE or whatever the fuck it is now is wrestling. Not gonna try to say that. It's still a physical activity. It's still hard. Those guys
Sure.
are jumping on the fucking ropes and bouncing off the shit and
Oh
like
yeah.
have fucking old dudes lying on top of them and shit. It can't be easy. It
You take
cannot
a
be easy.
beating. Your body takes a
Yeah,
beating for sure.
absolutely. And so to do that for 30 years straight,
Mm.
I'm hats off to him, 100%. That's tough, man.
Big tough dudes.
Even if it's wrestling's fake. Okay, it's fake. What the fuck ever. It's still
Sure.
a physical activity, and it's more than my old ass wants to do. I don't see my fat ass jumping off the fucking top rope anytime soon. But I mean, he's doing it.
Yep. Getting slammed, getting picked up and dropped, and hitting the face and hitting the head. Here's the thing: for people that say wrestling is fake, you're wrong. Wrestling is real. It is the outcome. The storylines are all predetermined. Yes, 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 yes. It is scripted. There's a narrative. But the physical act of wrestling, when you hit the guy in the back with a chair, sure, it's like, okay, flatten your back so that there's more surface area so I don't get hurt. Yeah, there's precautions. You're still getting hit by a chair. When you
Right.
jump off a 15-foot ladder, sure, try to have people break the fall and lower the momentum, land flat so you don't injure one thing. You're still jumping off a 15-foot ladder onto objects and people,
Right.
Um,
And that's it's like being a stuntman.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know exactly. I'm sure I could Google it. I'm not gonna fuck. I don't give a shit. Okay, 1990 when he started, I was 10 years old. Right.
Right.
I'm not door 40. Okay, so I'm guessing he was probably 20 in that ish 20
Yeah,
20.
20-ish. Yeah.
He's 50 years old, man.
Yeah.
That's it's old to be jumping off a fucking ladder onto a yeah, it's spring-loaded mat, but he's basically been a stunt man
Mhm.
for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. That's tough on your body.
And then there's the people that are like, well, you're only on TV once a week. They're live on TV once a week. The other like 4 or 5 nights they're at live shows. They're at their house shows.
Practicing and shit too, even when they're not
Oh,
when they're
God.
in like a bit of an off season, they still practice and shit. Like
Yeah.
because they don't want to get massively hurt. They don't want to break their fucking neck. So
Yeah.
they still practice like how to fall down and shit. Like
Mhm.
I don't basically like jump school for 30 years, learn how to fucking fall down. Like
Yeah.
it's basically what I'm doing, right?
And then
So
and there is no off season. They work
Yep.
52 weeks a year. They
Mhm.
take no time off. They
so-
travel. Like that's a lifestyle that is few people can handle. For
Mhm.
sure. For sure.
And absolutely. And so whatever. It's not like I said, it's not wrestling. It's not I get it, whatever. It's not, but it's still fucking tough. And I wouldn't want to do it. Period.
It's a
Sorry.
soap opera with fisticuffs.
Absolutely. If you look at it like that, and if you, it's kind of like gambling. If you look at gambling as like a way to make money, you're gonna fucking hate your life, right? But if you look at this as an entertainment, if you hold an entertainment value to professional wrestling, you're going to enjoy it. And I don't watch WrestleMania anymore. I did when I was a kid,
Sure.
whatever. But back when the Undertaker was young and his first starting this, like, yeah, that shit was cool, man.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. One of my best friends was, he still is actually, like his Facebook profile picture is him holding like a championship belt from like the Ottumwa, Iowa Coliseum or some shit. You know what I mean? Like they play like
awesome.
everywhere. But I mean, like, yeah, because you talk about like the WWE, and I don't know. I haven't really followed it for a while,
Mm.
but they play everywhere. They play in the most minuscule little towns to make money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For every packed out stadium, there's the small gymnasiums that they're doing shows. I've seen. I went to a live show. They call them house shows. Because
We talk shit when the XFL shit was going on. We talk shit about Vince McMahon.
Mhm.
That knows how to make money.
He knows how to make money.
He knows how to hustle and make some cash. So I ain't gonna fucking talk too much shit about Vince McMahon. Like, he's the real deal, man. And I'm happy. I'm happy at them for like the work that they've done, and to do that for 30 years. Undertaker's a badass. Sorry about it.
He's a monster.
So, but I'm glad he's leaving on a high note though too. I'm glad it's not like
ending a career on an injury or something like that.
oh, yep.
Yeah.
Now he just has to like I don't know, not go crazy and do drugs and like kill his wife or something.
Yeah, that's a whole separate conversation on that one.
Maybe they just need to keep working. Cause look at how like Hulk Hogan fucking with all his fucking dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, there's like all professional wrestlers like retire and then they start doing dumb shit. Like
it happens.
Don't do that shit.
All right. New topic. How about I got we don't talk about this enough on a pop culture show, but I've got some comic book news.
What? That's still a thing.
Comic book news, yeah. Obviously, we haven't
talked about. I joke. We haven't talked about comic books.
We haven't talked about comic books in forever because they've all been shut down. There's been nothing to talk about.
The Rona.
The Ronas. But all right. So earlier this year, and I got something for this. Let's do. Well, here first I'll say this. Earlier this year, Free Comic Book Day was canceled. Now, Free Comic Book Day, for those that don't know, is one day a year. You could walk into a comic book shop and they would give you free comic books. Like there's specifically print. You can't just pick comic books and walk out. Like they a comic book shop orders 100 of this, 100 of that. They would get a case of free comic books that they could give out. Spider-Man's, Batman's, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the idea was that, it helps drive sales and it just, gets people back in the comic book shops. Well, obviously earlier this year, because of the pandemic, Free Comic Book Day was canceled. Well, I will have you know, there has been a triumphant return. Let's do this and there. So, it's usually scheduled for the first Saturday in May each year. As Diamond Comic Distributors, they just announced the event will take place in comic book shops around the country with brand new free comic books every week, starting in July, running through September. They're calling it Free Comic Book Summer. So now, due to the length of the event this time, it's being rebranded, obviously. Instead of Free Comic Book Day, it's Free Comic Book Summer. Retailers will receive 5 to 6 free comic book titles every week in their weekly shipments during the promotional window. During this summer event, there will be 45 titles for readers to choose from, including offerings from Marvel Comics, Image Comics, Boom Studios, Dark Horse Comics, IDW Publishing, Dynamite Entertainment, DC, and more. So, between July 15th and September 9th, go to a local comic book shop. Pick up some free comic books. There's going to be a ton to choose from. 5 to 6 titles every single week. I think that is huge, huge. I know for a fact Free Comic Book Day is a very popular thing. I've got it scheduled in my calendar because I love going into the shop and just checking out what's there and seeing what's happening. And I've always seen it busy on Free Comic Book Day. So the idea of Free Comic Book Summer is a great way, I think, to boost sales of comics, to produce interest back into comics, to get people back into the stores, into the comic book shops. So yeah, I'm super excited for this, man. Do you think you might be intrigued enough to go to your local comic book shop somewhere between July 15th and September 9th to check it out? Take the kids.
I take the kids. Because here's the deal. Like, it's I don't know. I just spent in the last month. I spent probably like $3,600 on bicycles. So like, between one of them,
bike to your local comic book shop.
I've already got expensive habits, and I know that like comic books can get very expensive very quickly if you're not careful.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're talking about a guy who's got boxes of them back there.
But I'm just saying, like, if I could get the kids and like get them into something other than like playing video games all summer, like I'd probably do it. Yeah. I probably would.
It's reading, man. And if they love the Marvel, movies, they love all the stuff, TV shows, then I mean, this is a way to like, hey man, take that lore and now expand it 1,000-fold because it tells
Right.
those stories and a billion more. And Heath, yes, make mine Marvel, always, 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 always. But there's other good stuff out there too, man. Check out other stuff because, there's some good stuff at IDW. There's some good stuff at Skybound. There's some good stuff at Dark Horse. I mean, there's a lot of great titles, a lot of great indie stuff, which I'm excited to start seeing be made into more. Oh my god, that was thunder. I'm excited to see a lot of the stuff being made more into shows. So like, we're starting to see it. We're seeing Umbrella Academy, Lock and Key. These shows that are based on these kind of more indie comic books. I'm really excited to see a lot more of that take fold because there's such great stories, such great stories, and they need to be told. People need to see them and know about the creators behind them. So that's that.
I mean, I'd rather see the indie stuff. Honestly, the indie stuff really intrigues me more than the same shit you can get anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if that makes any I've been that way for a lot of film, a lot of music, especially.
Sure.
Like I'm a huge fan of like, stuff you don't hear on the radio, that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of that. But I think that you could really, if that's the stuff they're giving out,
Yeah.
really
Absolutely.
help so that, I'm not gonna say that agenda. That sounds
Sounds sinister.
You can get people into like more indie stuff and maybe bring those artists more into the forefront.
Yeah.
I'd be excited
Recognition for their work. Yeah.
I would be okay with supporting that type of thing, other than my dumb ass is spending a bunch of money on comic books. Sorry about it.
All right. Since we are coming towards the end of the show,
Yes.
I have I'm going to transition us over here to our WTF news of the week. Just being stupid now. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So there is a story that I kind of sat on last week because I wanted to save it for you. All right?
For me?
For you.
Wanted me?
I saved the story for you because you know what? You know who it has to do with? One of your favorite people.
Ooh.
It has to do with that bitch, Carol Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskin.
That's right. Who'd you think? So, the latest news in the Joe Exotic tale is that Carol Baskin has won control of Joe Exotic's former zoo. Okay? It says that Carol Baskin is taking over Joe Exotic's former zoo, the one found in Wynwood, Oklahoma. Baskin's Big Cat Rescue Corporation was granted ownership and control of the zoo as part of a trademark judgment against Exotic, the park's former owner, according to multiple reports. The years-long contentious legal battle between Baskin and Exotic was the subject of obviously the mega hit Netflix documentary series. The latest development comes nearly 7 years after Exotic was first ordered to pay Baskin $1 million for trademark infringement. Now, according to Courthouse News, the U.S. District Judge Scott L. Polk in Oklahoma City ruled on, this was Monday of like 2 weeks ago, that Big Cat Rescue has successfully proven that Exotic had fraudulently transferred the zoo to his mother in 2011 in an attempt to avoid losing the properties to creditors amid his ongoing legal lawsuits with Baskin. As part of the latest ruling, Baskin has been awarded the 16,000-acre property, which for several years has been operated and run by Exotic's former business partner turned enemy, Jeff Lowe. The current occupants have 120 days to vacate the land, including all animals currently living there. Baskin's Big Cat Rescue was also granted ownership of several additional cabins and multiple vehicles on the property as well. So Kitty Block, who's president and CEO of the Humane Society of the United States, released a statement upon hearing the news that the judge's decision finally brings down the curtain on the cruel operation known as GW Exotic. It is justice for Carol Baskin and accredited sanctuaries that put wild animal welfare first. In a statement to ET News, Jeff Lowe said, Although I am not personally named in the lawsuit, it appears that Carol Baskin and her desire to exact revenge against Joe Exotic trumps the livelihood of the families that came together to save her life. Without our efforts, it is well known that Carol would no longer be here. We anticipated Carol Baskin gains title to the former park that once belonged to Joe Exotic many years ago. It is my understanding that she will also be taking the cages from the zoo, which thankfully means that the animals that she has will finally have the proper amount of space to move around in. Little dig there. He said, please don't worry about our animals. As you saw in the Netflix documentary, I have been building the greatest tiger park the world has ever seen. And thanks to our loyal fans and customers and the amazing people who work at the zoo, the new Tiger King Park is opening in Thackerville, Oklahoma this September, directly adjacent to the world's largest casino, WinStar World Casino and Resort. In the meantime, we are still open for business, so if you haven't had a chance to visit the zoo and see our animals, this may be your last chance. Currently, Exotic is still behind bars, serving a 22-year prison sentence after he was convicted on multiple charges, including 2 charges of murder for hire related to his attempt to pay for a man to kill Baskin. He was also convicted on additional charges related to animal cruelty, including the killing of 5 tigers on his property. There you go. There's our check-in on the latest with Joe Exotic. What say you, sir?
Baskin. Carol fucking Baskin.
Got him again.
Okay, first off, how many? Maybe it was a pretty good sized place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can
16,400 something acres
in Oklahoma, in central Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
There's no oil there
Mm-mm.
underneath that. So it's worth 16,000 acres in Oklahoma. It's worth about $25,000. Because no one wants to live in like ate up Oklahoma, where the fuck it is, right? You can make a big ass trailer park, but then you're just basically.
Yeah, she didn't want the land for anything other than to shut it down.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, and that's the thing that gets me about all of that. This is from the beginning of the show, watching the show, understanding the show, and I've watched it several times now because Carol fucking Baskin,
Carol fucking Baskin.
But anyway, if she gave a shit about. She goes up there and she's trying to play as holier than thou about the cool cats and kittens and actually caring about the animals, right? She's there for the animals. She's rescuing these tigers and big cats and all this fucking bullshit. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sure that's probably how it started, but this is kind of the whole. They're all fucking batty. They're all batshit fucking crazy.
I think that's the point of the documentary. They're all fucking crazy.
Right. But I'm just saying, like. You can't go up there and say, I want Joe's behind bars, right? He's done over whatever. He is not in 22 years when he gets out. It's going to be done, right? Mm-hmm. The cats will probably all be extinct.
Yeah, he's not going to live 22 years in prison. I'm sorry. He's not.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, tigers and meth aren't going to get him a boyfriend in prison. But anyway, but what I'm saying is like, okay, she's supposed to be about the animals and like the safety of the animals and like the sanctity of all of these things, right?
Yeah.
Then why is she still fucking with him after Joe Exotic's off the books, mm-hmm. right? So I mean, it just kind of speaks to her character more than any of it. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Sorry about Carol fucking Baskin. You're being very sincere with your shit.
Which, by the way, we got Steven, David. Hey, thanks for joining in, man. Not too late. We're just doing a little Joe Exotic chat. So from one of your favorites to one of my favorites, we got Mr. Keanu Reeves. The man is a legend. I love this guy. Every time I hear a story about Keanu Reeves, I just go, yeah, of course. You ready for this? Keanu Reeves secretly donates to a bunch of cancer research, different organizations, because apparently his one of his sisters battled with lymphoma, and so I mean, of course, he does these kind of charitable things. He heard about this organization called Camp Rainbow Gold, which provides emotionally empowering experiences to Idaho's children diagnosed with cancer and their families. Now, they had this big gala. It's one of their big fundraisers. Obviously, because of pandemic, it got canceled. So what
Yeah.
does he do? He says, I, Keanu Reeves, will auction off a 15-minute Zoom call to the highest bidder for this charity. He's going to give 15 minutes of his time to random rich person, obviously. And like, what a nice thing to do. Now, the bidding opened at about $10,000
What?
for this 15-minute phone call, 15-minute Zoom call with Keanu Reeves. The auction ended yesterday. Would you like to know how much the final bid was?
How much?
It was in the vein of $75,200 for a 15-minute Zoom call with Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
$75,000. Now,
See, that's a bad thing because obviously, I mean,
charity, great
charity,
thing.
all charity.
Great thing.
But if you could pay $75,000 for a 15-minute phone call with Keanu Reeves, you're probably famous or rich enough. Just have Keanu Reeves' fucking phone number.
Yeah, just hit up one of his guys. You know, like
have your people, my people, kind of deal.
For all we know, he probably just paid. He's like, whatever. What's the highest bidder? It's at 65. Put in 75. I don't want to talk to anybody. Just bid himself out of the win. You know,
and he may. I mean, because a lot of times those people like do that shit. You know what I mean? They do like the raffles, the husband raffles or whatever, husband for a night.
Right.
They give like a honeydew list or some shit. Yeah, people like buy their own husbands.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, he's a great dude. I mean, he's an awesome dude. And to continue to do good stuff, like every story you hear about him is just awesome. He did say, so there was an interview with him from last summer that I felt really tied into this, and he talks about having such a loyal fan base. He says, it's been really nice and special for me, just how well the John Wick films have been received. Then also recently with the Always Be My Maybe, which was a very funny movie. And then being connected with CD Projekt Red, we talked about Cyberpunk 2077, which he's doing. And he said, I've just had the chance to be working with really cool people and to be part of really cool projects. And just like I got in with Toy Story 4, it's been a lot of fun. He added, it's nice when it's nice. I mean, just how much more Keanu can you be? I mean, who quote like it's nice when it's nice? Like, I just love it. I love the guy. You can't
Super chill. I really wish that I had some coin and I'd hang out with Keanu Reeves.
So you missed it last week. Last week we talked about. So do you know what Cameo is? Have you heard of the app or the program Cameo?
No.
Okay. So basically, the idea is that celebrities, sports, actors, whatever, DJs or reality stars, they go up on Cameo. You say, "Oh, my brother's a big fan. I'm gonna," you click on the thing. You say it's Sean Austin, right, from the Goonies, from Lord of the Rings, all this, and you send a message that says, I want to say happy birthday to my brother, whatever, right? And he accepts, and he charges you, $299, and obviously it's expensive. They're celebrities, but you get like a 30-second video of Sean Austin going like, "Hey, happy birthday, so and so. It's me, Sean Austin, and I just heard that and blah blah blah." And it's like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Like if you're a super huge fan of somebody, like what a cool gift to get a custom video for you. Well, we talked about it last week that they've added a new feature that allows you to buy a 10-minute Zoom call with that celebrity. Now, obviously, the price is very different for a pre-recorded message than a 10-minute one-on-one Zoom call. Where you can get Tony Hawk to wish you a happy birthday for, whatever it is, $199, $299. To talk to him is going to be about $1,200. You know what I mean? It's $1,200. Obviously, nothing like Keanu for $75,000. But we talked about it last week. The king of the pile on Cameo is an actor who charges a whopping $15,000 for his 10-minute Zoom call. And now you would think at a price like that, it's got to be fucking Robert Downey Jr. or Samuel L. Jackson or...
Oh, I do Samuel L. Jackson. I'd pay for that.
You know what I mean? Like you would assume that. You know who charges $15,000 for their 10-minute Zoom call? I mean, from
What?
other things, but mainly Entourage. Jeremy Piven.
What? Why would anyone? I wouldn't pay $20 to talk to that asshole.
I
Just
did
saying.
that, and and that was our conversation last week. You go back and watch that conversation. That was a huge. Dave's in the chat saying he only charges $100. Look at you.
You know, if I would pay to talk to somebody from Entourage. I would. It'd be Jean Lajoie or whatever.
There you
Jean
go.
Lajoie or however to pronounce his fucking name. He's fucking hilarious.
There you
That
go.
dude's fuck. I'd pay money to talk to him, but I sure as fuck wouldn't pay. No, I don't even know if I pay money to talk to Sean Austin. If I'm honest.
I tell you what, if I find my pot of gold, I will start buying up Cameo Zoom calls, and we'll schedule it for Tuesday nights, and we'll all Zoom call with so and so, Tony Hawk or whoever, Hulk Hogan, I don't know, whatever. We'll just pick random people and then Zoom call them in.
I almost thought that my wife would be furious. Okay, so remember like a month ago ish, we had like baseball size hail. Our house got all fucked.
Yeah.
So we just got like a fat ass check from the insurance company, right?
Mm.
Just I don't know. We could get something from like, John Lovitz would be fucking awesome. Yeah,
John Lovitz.
Mm-hmm.
Reasonable. If the question is, I wonder what they would charge. Reasonable. There are people that can be very reasonable on there. I poked around. There's some prices where you're like, if I was a super huge fan of this person, 150, 250, that's not bad. I personalized message.
I have to talk to some of those people. Absolutely, that'd be cool. I don't for like for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But okay, so if it's say it's 100.5, right, for
Mhm.
15 minutes, $600 for an hour, right?
Well, remember the live calls are much more pricey than the personalized recordings. Because the personal recordings are in that like 1, 2, 3, 400. But when you get into like the live, like even the cheapest Zoom call, I think is like $8.99. Like I think it's in that range.
Who is it?
Maybe like $6.50. I forget who. Like they're lower level. Like I'm so and so DJ, or I'm from the Real World Road Rules or something like that, and they're like $650, $700.
Yeah, like Johnny Bananas. We can interview Johnny Bananas, dude, for like $600. I'm in it. Let's do this.
Hey, WTF? Let's pool our money together, and we'll start.
Yeah, I'll write a check, son.
Start Zoom calling dudes.
Johnny Bananas. Yeah, let's do this shit. Hold on. What's this thing called again? Cameos?
Yeah, it's Cameo. Cameo is like it's the service.
Cameo.com.
Cameo.com.
All right.
While you do that, I want to bring in our second WTF story of the week here. This is banana pants crazy to me. All right, you ready for this?
Okay, yep, listening.
Some people are born gamblers, and while others don't want to risk a penny of their hard-earned cash, it's pretty clear that in the case of this Brazilian businessman, Pedro Grindini Bartelli, he crazy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He bet $100,000 on one spin of roulette. And not just one spin. He stacked it on one number.
One number.
On one number of roulette. He's the president of a shoe company, and honestly, his uncle is a billionaire, so. But he placed a huge stack of chips on the number 32. This was in Uruguay, the Hotel Conrad, and it hit.
Huh. All right.
He bet $100,000 on 32, and it hit 32. He won $3.5 million. I mean, who does that? Who does that?
I mean, if I had the money, I would.
Now,
100%.
Okay, so here's a good point. We got Dave in the chats, and he's saying, I'm skeptical of this one. Might be a marketing ploy for the casino. I thought about that. But a few things. One, why would a casino in Uruguay really be? Nobody's gonna see this video and be like, "Well, I'm going to Uruguay." Two, roulette is completely random in the sense that even if I saw him, I'm not gonna think to myself, "Well, if I go there, I'm gonna have that luck." if you wanted to go that route, it would be like a slot machine, which has a little bit more predictive.
Those are so random, dude. They're all odd. They're
Well,
all game
I mean,
changes,
I'm just saying,
right?
like psychologically, I would think of like, oh, that's a lucky machine, versus like that's a lucky roulette table. Thinking psychologically, and the last one, if you've seen the video, it is super not shot well. Like 30 seconds out of it, the guy, like they're all freaking out, and the camera's pointed to the ceiling. If it were marketing, I'm not saying like if you want it to be viral, then it has to look fake. But it would have been better shot than that. Like it was really not shot well. But anyway, either way. I mean, how do you like imagine you're like the pit boss and you're like that idiot's putting 100,000, like what an idiot, and then it's like boom hit and you're just like, well fuck. Like
it's roulette. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I don't know. My wife deals that. I don't know if she still does. Because okay, well, with the Rona, a lot of that shit closed down, right?
Right.
There was some drama at like her work. I don't even know like how to get into it. Like I'm not going to. It's a fucking long story. But so I don't know. She's not even sure if she has a job anymore. Like it's whatever. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. But okay. So anyway, back to story.
Right.
We're not really sure if she does, but she like, and actually, that's how her and I met. Way back in the day, I used to be a blackjack dealer. Like when I was a blackjack dealer. Yeah, I taught her how
more
to
about
do
you.
blackjack. Yeah, and so that's how we met, right? And I went on to do other things, and she actually kept doing that, which is fine. She loves it. It's actually not a bad job. Pays pretty well, but she deals roulette and craps and stuff, and I'm just like, huh, neat. So I'm hearing this, I'm like, it's roulette. It's kind of I don't know. I think roulette's a dumb game. I would prefer to play craps.
Right.
I like dice better, or blackjack, because blackjack's nice because you have a little bit of control over what happens to you,
Mhm.
and it's a little bit better odds. When you deal that stuff, you figure out the odds.
Yeah.
Actually, roulette's got really bad odds for you. Let it ride.
Obviously.
Let it ride. 3-card poker. Those kind of table games are horrible odds for you. They're way better for the house than it is for you. They're all better for the house. That's why they're better.
I feel like blackjack, you have a little bit more control. I mean, you can play the outcomes better.
Blackjack and craps are the best for the player,
right,
over the course of the evening. I mean, if you play them long enough, you're going to go broke. That's the way they all work.
Right.
But if you get on a good run, if you get on a heater playing blackjack or a heater playing on the table on craps, you can actually come out ahead and do pretty well. What that guy just did was a total. That's not even something. It's completely fucking random.
Right.
You know what I mean? So good for him. Hey,
Yeah.
But chances are he probably put it all back on the table. And it was Uruguay. Well, like, was it even like real money? Like, I don't know what Uruguay money's worth. It's probably like 100,000 Uruguayan dollars or some shit, which is really like $25 our money.
Yeah.
Or,
he won a Taco Bell meal, number 7.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you got some more nacho cheese chalupa. There you go.
Oh, man. That's too true.
Now you can upgrade to a Baja Blast Mountain Dew. Good job.
Upgrade that. Make it super size. All right, guys. With that, we have come to the end of another episode of Pop Culture Warrior. I am super excited. Thank you guys for being here and being part of this. You guys have been super involved in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Radar, man, why don't you give us a little something? Tell the people what they've won at home.
Well, what they've won a chance to spend a couple hours with us, and to me that's priceless. And you don't even got to pay us for our cameo.
That's right.
I mean, we should get on this, dude.
I'm serious. I really kind of want to do it.
I mean, you could probably get away with it. Some of these people are like, I don't even know half these fucking people. Some might know, but I'm still going through it. But anyway, you have been listening to Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and Radar. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a blasty blast. Tomorrow night is a Dawn's day off. Don't even worry about hanging out. Go enjoy your family. Go do whatever you do on Wednesdays. Thursday night, you got Sarge time. Ice and Spanky coming at you, throwing you all kinds of good shit. it'll be fun. You know, they bring up the Rona stuff, all the good shit. And actually going through this, hey, CQ, there's a girl on here that actually I know. $50, talk to this girl that I actually know. I could probably call her on Facebook right now. Talk to her.
There you go.
Crazy. I got friends in high places apparently. Anyway, and then Friday's the Dawn's day off. Saturday is another day off. Sunday you got Kicking It with Cause. Cause and old team over there. We're bringing you all kinds of fun shit to do. They have some really good shit. I love them. I do. You have to hang out and listen to them if you haven't before. And then Monday night you got the Monday edition with Ice and Flash. Flash is back. He's doing all kinds of the army stuffs. They'll bring you some. God, there's so much shit for them to talk about. I don't even want to get into it. The fucking world's going crazy. They got all they don't actually talk about. They're this lazy, I guess. And then so Tuesday night you got us kicking what's called us Kicking It with Cause. Fuck Pop Culture Warrior, baby.
Hanging with CQ. That's right. Thank you so much for that. All right, guys. So this is the end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a blast. Always a blast. I can't wait already for next week. I'm going to leave you, as I do every week, with a little bit of humor. So tonight we have a very, very good selection. This is from a very funny man. His name is Haywood Turnipseed Jr. He asked that if you guys like his stuff, check out his website, which is haywoodturnipseedjr.com. Check out Attack of the Comics, which is his showcase. He was also written up in the Washingtonian, in the May edition of Washingtonian. Check that out. So guys, without further ado, I give you Haywood Turnipseed. We'll see you next week. Shuts.
Comedy with you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Haywood Turnipseed Jr.
All right, I know you're asking yourself, what does the other tit look like? Wacka, wacka, wacka. Two titties, what? So I'm the guy you've been hearing laughing in the back, sounding like Mufasa on that. I know already, I know. My kids tease me about it, right? My young kids will be like, Daddy, you sound like Mufasa. And my oldest son will be like, you don't sound like Mufasa. I'm like, who do I sound like? He's like, Darth Vader. That is the same voice, dude. That is the exact same voice. Ooh, I guess it's true. He was like, what? I was like, that I might not be your father. Hakuna Matata. Because it means no worries. So yeah, I live in D.C., Southeast Washington, D.C. Ooh, what? That a ride home? Never. It is never a ride home. It is always like, ooh, all right. Hey, we see you, player. Yeah, it's one of those neighborhoods. I live in a gated community. By gated community, I mean I have bars on my windows. That nice of a neighborhood, but it's changing. I like to say it's like an episode of Game of Thrones. Winter is coming to my neighborhood. We have White Walkers now. It is amazing. Who is that, Jon Snow? Oh my God, it's amazing. It's cool though, man. I like white people moving into DC. I do. White people had this thing that they carry with them. I don't know, you guys might have heard of it. It's called property value. What? What? I have one white guy named Ross. This is what I think his name is. I do. I call him Ross all the time. He's like, it's not Ross. I'm like, whatever, Joey Chandler, whatever. How you doing, friend? How are you doing? I'll be here for you. I said it to say, this is how ethnic my neighborhood is, right? I live on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. You have to get off of Malcolm exit to get to my neighborhood. This is how ethnic it is. As a matter of fact, at the corner of Malcolm X Avenue and Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, there's a shrine dedicated to both of them. It's called Popeye's Chicken. You've heard of it. You've heard of it. You've heard of it. You've had it. You've had it. It is Fantastic. It's amazing. This how good Popeyes is. The slogan is amazing. They don't even have a slogan. The lady comes on in the commercial and she just go, what? She sound like my mama, look like my grandmama. Like, that is good chicken. It's so good that you speak in onomatopoeia. If you think about it though, onomatopoeia, that sounds like it could be a black woman's name. It really does. Like, what's your name, girl? Onomatopoeia. What does that mean? Oh, you civil rights worker, you. I said that to say my neighborhood is very ethnic, right? This is how ethnic my neighborhood is, right? So we have, my wife and I, we bought our house. We paid $175,000 for it. Nice, modest home. Right, we were happy. I was like, our life savings. We were like, what? We have one white neighbor, and now our house is worth $2.789 million. Hey, oh my God, Ross, where are the rest of your friends? What is Monica? What is Phoebe? Shit, could you imagine Phoebe walking a dog down Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue? That is not a pit bull? Oh my God. Side note, when you see a white woman walking a dog that is a pit bull, you need to believe she's into athletes. Old school athletes. Yeah, I like your shenanigans, I do. So everybody's joking, right? Everybody has jokes today. These guys have been doing really good. Man, give it up for the people in the class. Those of these folks, this is the first time, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys are great. My son is actually, he came to one of the classes with me. He was like, Daddy, I want to tell jokes. So he told his first joke the other day. He said to my wife, Mommy, guess what? She said, what? He said, chicken butt. Nice. I was like, oh my God, that is classic. I laughed. My mom was like, it's not that funny. I was like, yes it is. She was like, why? I was like, you don't know why? She was like, no, why? I was like, chicken thighs, stay woke. Are you kidding? That boy is a genius. Well, as a matter of fact, give me his birth certificate. I'm ready to sign it. Let's go. All right, y'all, my name is Haywood Turnipseed.